It's just funny, when we were talking to the last people about this area, it was like, where's all that?
Yeah, they're not, they're still putting it along.
Okay, so you are all set.
Okay, cool, all right. So I motion to open the meeting,
Motion. Second.
vote. Aye, okay, so, did you guys have a chance to look at the meeting, the minutes? Is everyone okay with the minutes? Yeah?
I can't vote on the September ones, but I.
Yeah,
looked at
I
it.
didn't, everyone's good with the minutes? Okay,
You can vote as long as you've read them, but
Oh,
it's your choice.
Okay.
You don't have to.
all right, so, let's, vote to approve, I motion to vote to approve the May 13th minutes.
Motion. Second.
Vote, okay, aye, and vote to approve the September minutes, on the 9th.
Motion. Second.
Vote, okay, good, okay, let's do that. Village board updates, nothing, awesome, okay. Any code enforcement, planning, zoning, anything else? Nope, okay, I know we have those too. Okay, zoning code update?
I gave you guys a little bit of a brief overview of that last meeting. The village board's continuing reviewing the code for some changes and, I did send all of you guys a link to the planning board's section, which shows the latest version of it. It's going through some tweaks, but, to be continued and probably at this point will take into next year. Because it's been a slow process of them going through it and, you know, they have other things that they've been working on, so we haven't been able to put a lot of time to them meeting. At each meeting, we're going through sections of it, but it'll probably take us at least 2 or 3 more meetings to get through the whole thing, so. But they are making some potential changes and I'll be bringing you guys, if, when it gets to a final draft, I'll be bringing you guys a version.
Okay,
So, more just an update.
all right. Public hearing for, just 60 Plain Roads. So, motion.
Motion. Second.
Okay, vote. Okay, but you're the client, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you don't have to talk now.
Okay.
If you do, it's weird. Okay, so is anyone else here to, talk about 60 Plain Roads? I can imagine we're not gonna have
Anyone online?
anyone online?
No.
I don't know if this qualifies, but Kim, who showed up with me here the last time, actually wrote a letter indicating her
Give
support.
that to me and it'll become part of the record.
There you go.
The neighbor who would be affected, was here last week and said she was fine with it. You were here, and yeah, so. Just for Robert, you could give that to Robert, he could read that right now, and that would probably get everyone up to speed. Did anyone else, no, going once, going twice? Closed, okay, motion to close the meeting, the public hearing. First, second, vote. Aye, okay, all right, Jeff, I don't. Do we need any more information?
Unless, were you able to see what we heard from him last time as far as?
Yeah, I read those, I looked at the minutes with that information, yeah.
Pretty straightforward, but I don't want you to be.
Do we have the map of that one? You just sort of,
Yeah.
Yes, sir, that's the front,
My
house, the house,
my point of view essentially.
okay,
Yep.
all right.
Put in effort to do the best you can to make it not have a negative impact.
So this was the map and the photos. I'll just need them back when you're done to keep with the record, but if you want to find some
Yeah, I saw that, I mean, they sent that out eventually. Yep.
Yeah, and they're all on the computer as well.
Did you guys have any questions, or
I did not.
should we just go through stuff backwards and call it that? Sure.
I put a white sheet for you with the factors.
Nothing's changed as far as the markings or anything, right?
No, you did a really nice job on marking everything, which made it it made my life very easy because I was there and I talked to you about it and it just happened to link up that time, so it was good. Okay. Uh. So we'll go through the five, do I have to vote, do I have to do a motion to do the five factors, or that's just part of the meeting?
Oh,
Sorry. I should've
sorry,
said- I should have said lawyer.
I wasn't paying
No, it's
attention.
okay.
I was thinking ahead here.
Usually you just.
No, just go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. So will the area variance change neighborhood character?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, are there any alternatives that do not require a variance?
Obviously, but there always are.
Yeah,
I
and
think the effort was put in to make it fit into the neighborhood in the area and
Yeah.
the existing home.
okay, all the other things would require being silly,
Yeah,
that I think just the way the property's laid out, that's the logical place to put it,
yeah, there's logic behind it.
okay. Is the area variance requested substantial? I think it is, I think it's a 90-foot, so it's a 62-foot variance. So it's pretty substantial.
Back on number one, I think I read that there were other places with sheds in the front yard, maybe next door.
Yeah.
Should you just mention that's a reason that it's not changing?
Well, yeah, I mean, it flows with the rest of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
The feel of the area.
Yeah, it's not anything weird. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of footage, but it's not. I don't
The
know,
blend, yeah, the blending in with the using the design to make it fit with the design of the house and be blocked partially by
the trees,
the trees and also help block trash receptacles, all makes it have benefits over negativity, I think.
yeah. Okay, so we went back to one, so we're gonna go back to three. It is substantial, but I don't think that's in this situation is really that big of a deal, but it is 62 feet. Would there be an effect on the physical environment, conditions in the neighborhood or district?
I don't believe so.
He's moving a shed on the farm and another place on his property. So it's sort of a push, right?
Dust, noise, impact on emergency services, bringers, nothing.
Nothing, no, yeah. Is a situation self-created? Yeah, but. It's not really. They're all self-created.
Right,
Yeah.
that's kind of always my hold up is you could just not do any of these things.
Any of these things, yeah, that's sort of, it is,
But I circle back to the with the self-created problem, the solution has logic behind it. And
Yeah.
that's really what,
I mean, I think the main thing for me is we're taking a shed from one corner of the house and putting it in the other corner of the house. It's not really.
Yeah.
Like, it's sort of everything's sort of a push. You know anything? No?
No, I agree with everything.
All right.
And then Sean, you do need to answer if it's the minimum, the last paragraph on that sheet, the minimum.
Okay, the minimum
variance.
variances, yeah,
once again, that's a little, we deal with grades here anyway, but it's gray because yes, we could easily be like, you can't do 62 foot, you have to do 52 foot, but then it would be more visible because it would be less tucked behind the trees. So the combination of using the logic and the environment around it means that sometimes a larger mathematical amount is less impact in the grand scheme of things.
okay. Anyone else? No? Okey-doke, all right, I think we can, can close this, right, and vote on it? We're good?
Yeah, so what you'll do is you'll both authorize the attorney. And I did remember something we do need to discuss, which is our next meeting. Because it's currently canceled. I apologize for administrative business. I should have brought that up. But why don't you go ahead and finish this first?
Okay, all right, so do we?
We vote to.
You're
vote right
voting to
now?
authorize the attorney to
Yes,
write.
okay, so, I would vote our attorney, we're authorizing you to write our draft our resolution, thank you, for the area variance on 60s. Okay.
Motion, second.
Vote.
Do
Okay,
we need to do?
do we need a roll call for that?
Don't have to. It's
Okay,
your,
all right.
your call. You can.
It's unanimous, so we're good,
Okay.
okay, and we're gonna vote for it anyway next week, okay, so you're set.
So
Thank you.
Well,
before you leave, though, what I neglected, it's on the agenda, but I forgot to mention. So the 11th, which is your normal second Tuesday meeting, is Veterans Day, which the village is closed. So beginning of the year, we had talked about moving it and we said, well, we'll wait and see if we even need the meeting.
Okay.
Now we sort of need the meeting. We could meet on Thursday, the 6th, which is the Thursday before our normal meeting. The 13th, I'm not available to be here. Mondays and Wednesdays, this room is booked many other times for other things, so.
the previous Tuesday is booked also.
Planning board.
Mhm.
The other option would be to put it on the 25th, which is Thanksgiving week. It's 2 days before Thanksgiving, but I don't know if anybody wants.
I'd rather do the 6th. I'm good on the
Does the 6th work for other people?
Make it number 6, I can make it. 6 is good for me.
I believe so.
Okay,
She,
And Mike, do I need to be present for that one? I should appear again?
well, they're gonna
there's,
read your decision and
What?
approve it.
Thursday, November
You don't have to be,
6th?
Yes.
But you certainly can.
No, I think I'd like to.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
all of us are good, that's awesome.
So everybody's good on the 6th?
Everyone's good on the 6th.
Okay, so we will set your next meeting for November
Six.
6th,
November 6th.
Thursday.
You don't have to come. We're gonna vote on what she wrote and give a yes or no, but you're fine.
And I'll email you.
And he'll tell you what's going on, you don't have to show up. You're okay.
When you say I'm okay, like you guys,
It's gonna be fine.
it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay. They can't move it or build until the 6th, because it's not legal until the 6th.
Yeah.
But on November 6th, you'll be fine.
Understood, thank you.
Okay, no worries.
Thank you all for the attention you put to the details I tried to organize for you.
You-
Thank you for the details.
Yeah,
Help
you-
us.
You or David made
did.
one?
You did more, you gave us more information and did a better job
We're
than
okay.
Okay,
professionals did. So we were very happy with that.
Great. Thank
You
you.
had
Thank you.
more work than I've seen ever,
Yeah.
right? I'm trying to think, like, yeah, I've never seen someone like stake out something.
Wow.
Like, yeah, you'd think that would be a normal thing, like, but no.
visually.
he gets a lot of credit for asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Alex and I, we
Yeah,
gave him a
yeah,
lot of information.
well, I drove my bike over there to look at it, and he was out there and it's staking it out, and everything was neat and organized, and he had wood up so he could take a clearer picture, and it was ridiculous, so we appreciate that. It makes,
Thank you.
it's nice when you don't feel like anyone's hiding something. Appreciate that.
Right, well, I had a nice relationship with the building department, those guys are great, and I just showed up and said, hey, look, this is what I wanna do. And they just said, well, that's what we need you to do this, do this, do this, so I just, do what they tell me to do. Thank you, Robert.
That usually works.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, you got it, Mike, thank you.
Okay. All right, so now,
Mr. Shepherd's online.
okay,
Hello, can everyone
Hello.
hear me okay?
yep.
Great.
So, David, you can explain it probably just as well as I can of what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just give you a little bit of background on the project and this request here by displaying the screen. Anthony Abbey, my colleague, is there. Maybe he can join you at the table. I asked him to join in the event that there are any construction questions. Um, but let me just bring up my screen share here, and we can get going. I'm just going to share my whole screen. Okay, I apologize that I could not be with you there in the room, but I appreciate you accommodating me on. You see,
Yeah, we're seeing it, David.
okay, great. On Cooper Street, which is up Bonnecue View behind the community center, town community center, is we have an active project of six, we call them net zero townhomes. There are 6 units here across three lots, and an ongoing project that was approved by the planning board long ago. Here's an overhead image of the three buildings, the three duplexes. This one's a little old, probably a month old. We already have a roof on the unit here on the far right, known as 6 Cooper.
You're breaking up, David.
Okay, as my internet here, are you hearing me now?
We are.
Okay, great. Anyway, we're looking to complete this project by the end of the year, or drifting in, through the months of next year. Um, and to the request. So the project is obviously already under construction, and the variance request we have really impacts nothing about the physical circumstance. Do is get a variance for a 0 side yard setback that could enable us, should we wish, and potentially abandon our,
David,
are you,
you might
yeah,
want to,
yes?
because I think your video is probably eating up a lot of your bandwidth.
Ah, okay. Do you guys have do you guys have the map there in front of you on the
They
table?
do, they do.
Great. So if you look at that map, hopefully what you're seeing is the one with, just bring this up, the one that's entitled, well, the first page, L01,
Yes.
as opposed to L00. Okay, great. So what you're seeing there is currently each of these duplexes is situated on its own lot. And the way we were able to do this is we created a single condominium that encumbered, and this allows us to have the duplexes as you see there. But what it doesn't allow us to do is to sell each of these units individually to allow the buyer to own not only the townhome itself, but also the parcel of land upon which it sits. Right. So we created a condominium that basically creates combined ownership of all of the land across these three lots, and a resulting, sort of the headache of a cumbersome condominium construct for only 6 units, right? So a construct that is normally designed to handle things like large multifamily complexes, like an apartment building, ownership of these condominiums across this 6 unit complex, right? So, and the reason why we did,
No, we're losing a lot of your audio.
okay, yeah, I really apologize for that. Maybe I can, what I'll do is I'll turn my video off completely.
Exactly, turn off your cameras,
Yeah,
that's probably eating up the bandwidth.
yeah, yeah, okay. Um, and so see there is a potential subdivision of the of vision what allowing a 0 side yard setback would allow us to do. So currently, under R3 zoning, you have to have a minimum side yard setback on both sides of 12.5 feet. And what we are requesting is that you forego that requirement of 12.5 feet, reduce it to a 0 side yard setback only on the side of the lots where the individual townhome units abut, right? So think of it as along those center lines that you see here as 0 side yard setback. So in effect, would allow us to do, if we choose to do so, and sub that and essentially abandon the and allow us to sell them simply you would sell any other single family home. And so this would be much easier for potentially easier for the these so that they can this cumbersome legal construct of a condominium association and so without any in our view, without any consequence to neighbors, right? Because the the duplexes will exist as they would under the condominium construct. Does that make sense?
Well, we heard, yeah.
Why didn't you do this before? This seems like the first thing you should have done.
Yes, good.
Before you got it built, like you're asking us to, before we can put any input in it or get any information. Like this should have come to our board first, not last.
Well, currently the current can you see me and hear me okay? The current project can continue as it is, right? Like I don't need it to continue as we've been approved. But it dawned on me in recent months that frankly, I have a little bit of PTSD from a previous development experience where I was told, avoid a ZBA like the plague, right? There's no reason to even try to go there. It's very difficult and so forth. Anthony, and you probably aware of how struggle it was to do something that completely compliant
Wait,
without
what do you-
asking for it, right?
Okay, you mentioned a name and
What?
didn't.
Yeah, David, we're not getting a lot of your words. It's very broken
Okay.
up.
And
Can I-
okay, I'll turn off.
Could I fill in a little bit of the history?
Please, yeah.
So this came to the planning board, I don't know, a year or more ago, to do the original 3 lot. Well, no, the 3 lots were already 3 lots.
3 lots already
But they
existed.
came in for site plan approval to build the 3 duplexes on the 3 lots. And so there was a whole site plan
And it was
review.
zoned for
It was
allowing.
Completely, it didn't need any variances
Yeah.
because it was completely compliant with the zoning. 1 2-family home on each of the 3 lots. With the idea being that the 3 would all become 1 condominium, so that the property was managed collectively and then each person would own their lot. So that was all approved with, site plan approval. And then I think once they got under construction, they started to think about that, it might be preferable to have each owner own not just the housing unit, but also the surrounding yard. So that's what this request is for. It would also need the planning board to approve the subdivision. But the first step would be to see if you all would approve the lot line setback.
On the construction side, the thing is for the buyers that are buying right now, some of them want to change the decks, change the patios. But then that has to go for now with the different buyers, they don't have to approve all those things together. So they just want to have, some of the buyers expressed to concern or want to have control of their lot. So if they want to put a larger patio outside their basement, they don't have to go get approval from the other homeowners.
Yeah, no, I understand why you want to do it. And I still haven't got my question answers. Why did you not do it in the right order? And then I heard Anthony and blah, 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 blah. So
Oh, he was
that's,
going off about that, I would say
Well,
that,
let me,
I'm Anthony.
yeah,
Okay.
so,
who Anthony is, that's why.
so
Anthony.
can I speak?
Right.
Can I speak now? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
To put it simply, there's no, the simple answer to your question is we were minimizing the stuff that we wanted to tackle before we launched the project, right? And it has occurred to us more recently that, geez, this, as we stare at this thing, we're like, there's really no implications to this to anyone else. Why not try to ask for this variance? It's as simple as that. It's like we're minimizing the amount of effort in the sort of upfront, and now we're realizing that there's significant value to the owner with no implications to the neighborhood, to other, to nearby properties. So why not ask?
Is it not possible that some of the owners got into this situation because they want to be able to have a
Well,
say in?
that's right. And so by having the variance, right, it is possible that some folks would prefer a condominium construct. And we would like to have that conversation with them, but we're not going to have that conversation with them until we know there is a pathway towards individual ownership. And that's why we're here. It may turn out decide to keep it as a condominium as it is. But if we have the variance in hand, we have an alternative pathway. Does that make sense?
The planning board asked questions about the legal construct that would allow people to, share a building like this, because they're basically sharing a wall. They couldn't independently decide to change something about their property necessarily if it's linked to another property, so.
I guess I'm just thinking, I've seen projects in older, like obviously this is new construction, so we're probably not thinking about 20, 30 years from now, but I've seen older projects and old, like duplexes in older communities, that aren't obviously controlled in a complex agreement. And you get things like this person fixes their roof, and then now there's this like hideous like blend of old shingles and new shingles, or siding where this person, and like you're kind of asking me to take away an opportunity for these to stay consistent, or at least for them to decide on their own to have input in it.
Yeah, I'm definitely for keeping the condo construct for maintenance of the individual buildings. It's just the property around the buildings and how they want to dress it up.
But like a deck,
Yeah, if somebody wants to put a larger deck on their side of the unit.
there would still be.
It just came up if somebody wanted to move a window, we're like, oh, I can't move the window. That has to go back to the state again.
Well, some of these things would need to go back to the town or the village anyway, right? I mean, if you needed to change a deck, you'd need to come back here for.
That's right. That's right. That's not the primary motivation.
I just feel
This is
like
all about giving people it's all about giving people ownership of their own parcel of land and simplifying the condo construct.
It's also taking the 3 lots and making.
And the individual construct that is used, the construct that is used to prevent.
person is not pointing out all the benefits to
Yeah,
the project, like financially. Not.
I mean, this is built.
Yeah, and they're
So-
mostly all sold too, so the value is just to the people who bought it.
Right,
It just increases tax,
does it, yeah, what does that look like for taxes?
increases it probably.
well, each parcel would have a higher value as 2 individual parcels than as a duplex, because there's a certain amount for each parcel for the for the first acre or the basics.
Yeah,
So instead of being viewed as a duplex on one parcel, it'd be two single-family homes on two parcels. That probably, I can't say with a 100% certainty,
right.
but that probably would be valued at a higher valuation.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also looking at this too. This is a way, what you're doing is you're taking 3 properties and you're turning them into 6. So, and you're
No,
doing
they
this.
are. No, it is 6 properties, right? There's 6 different owners today, and there will be 6 different owners if we were to do it as individual parcels.
Which I would say, they're individual, he's saying
Three
three parcels.
parcels.
You took 3 parcels, you built 3 parcels, you put two family houses on each parcel, and now you want to split it and get 6 houses out of it. And not have to do this, which should have been done. This is not the correct order to do it. It's not like, yeah, you're putting us in a very weird position because you're asking us to, you're in the middle of construction. Like if this was sold, I'd have I'd have less of a problem with this if this was sold. If this was, because then,
4 of them are sold.
no, they're not sold. So do you have the cash? It's all paid for, everything's done.
No, contractor signed.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean squat. So if we do this and the value of the price goes, houses go up, they can be like, we want more money. So it's not.
No, not a contractor, yeah.
This is not, no.
Construction problems for the next years and not finished. We like, please, like, it's until the people move in and own the house and close on it, it's all. It can be manipulated. I'd be so comfortable doing this if the houses were already sold.
So I think weird is the right word for this application. But I think we also should focus on, the choice about the subdivision would be at the planning board. So that really the question here we should be focusing on is the setback variance and whether whether it makes sense to allow it to be 0.
So if I'm understanding
One
correctly,
thing is-
they still have to get permission to, even if we give the variance, that's the first one from the planning board, we have to
Exactly.
decide whether or not to even allow this.
Correct, but if you guys don't give the variance, the planning board
Can't,
is done, they can't
Right.
consider the subdivision.
exactly.
So that's why he's starting with you guys.
Yeah, if I was brought in on the beginning of this project before it was started, I'd be so comfortable. If it was, when the project was completed, I'd be incredibly comfortable. So we're doing it in the middle of contract, it's getting very, very weird.
So
Can
this,
you help me understand? Yeah. So can you help me understand that a little better?
Okay.
I don't understand
So-
what it is about being in the middle of the project that makes it different
Okay.
to you. I don't understand.
So how many units are sold?
We have four of the 6 units are under contract currently.
Okay, so if we divide this up, that's going to increase the value of these properties tremendously, because now you have a normal house on a lot as opposed to a condo. So 4 of the people are gonna
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that you're assuming that's certainly not our motivation here. But I don't know if that's true or not. But whether that is true or not, what is the value of it? Why is that relevant to the ZBA? I just don't.
We need to stay focused on our factors that are relevant to this, just,
no, yes,
that's my legal.
well, part of the legal, part of the. Part of the, part of the. I'm trying to think how to articulate this. Isn't,
What are these set to be completed and closed?
By the.
Well, yeah.
January, they'll all be closed.
But the end of January?
So our next step here would be to set a public hearing, right? And then you would discuss more about the factors after that.
yeah. Okay. And do you guys have any questions or anything?
I just wanna make sure that I'm clear on what cause I understand that our decision is the side yard setback, but it does set other things into a chain of events that. Change things, so if the side yard setback is not. Passed, then these continue to be built the same as they are, and. The major difference is that they now all have to operate under. The condo.
Or they could be sold in as 3 parcels. I mean, if they wanted to, I guess that's not what's happening, because they already have buyers under the condo.
Under the condo.
They could be sold as 3 independent parcels, each one with a duplex where there's one owner for the duplex and they potentially rent out the other. So
And if the
but those are operational.
Under contracts under the condo thing. Aren't we altering? Like the contract.
That would be for us,
Yeah, that's not really the.
yeah,
the-
so
Right,
Yeah,
There's really nothing changing here, other than we're saying. In essence, if we granted this variance, we're just saying it's okay to 2 houses abut and
and
it's
it's.
not, there's no structural change, there's nothing. I'm just making sure I understand that.
that's my understanding.
correct. That's right.
You're
It
granting,
is literally,
you're granting a left side setback to one, you're granting a right side setback to the other. Times 3 parcels. So essentially, you're giving a 1 side yard setback of 0 feet instead of 12.5, which is required.
Well, like you said, the next step is a public hearing
Correct.
and
And then
hopefully. Getting the outlook of some of the people that this would actually affect, because right now, I gotta say, like, the fact that. This is, the timing seems like maybe there's something that. It just feels a little clunky. To be asking now. And so I want clarity to that, and none of us are gonna be able to
Does it
do
affect
that.
future projects? in any way?
What?
Does it affect future projects in any way? That's the question.
Are there more, you mean as far as more lots next to it, or?
Yeah.
this is only gonna affect those 3.
Yeah, everything's sold.
Wow.
And if you did grant the variance, and then if one of the buildings were, torn down in the future, the variance would go away, right? They'd have to redesign the new, whatever goes on that lot in the future. It wouldn't automatically allow them to build right up to the property line.
So if, let's say, for example, just under that, let's say we grant that variance,
It's in.
25 years from now. Yeah, I thought it was a.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's in
It's in
perpetuity.
perpetuity, but for this project, like, so.
For that structure,
Of this structure, if the structure, right,
But if I buy this one and Sean buys this one,
mhm,
and these are in perpetuity, and I decide I don't like the look of it, and I have it torn down all but and on the same footprint, I build something that, like, I have that 0 variance.
correct.
I could build something, obviously it would have to get approved by other people, and that's not my problem, but I am saying that they can build up against that property line.
Well, you can rebuild as long as whatever the zoning code allows you for rebuilding.
Right,
So the variance is there in perpetuity, but the variance is with the property and with the and with the property. But if the structure ceases to exist 100%, it's up to whatever the zoning code.
Cause
Well,
now it's
It,
shaped like a wall.
it depends on whatever the zoning code states at that moment.
Isn't that the thing we ran into with the place down on, South Chestnut?
Exactly.
Just so.
North Chestnut. there.
Yeah,
And they,
I think, Sean, instead of getting too caught up in that though, it just, as far as the next steps, you just treat it as a normal variance request.
yeah,
And then,
Yeah, like I said, all of my reserves that I would like more information about, none of us are who I want it
Right.
from, I want it from the
I
people.
want to hear from the 4 people who are buying houses. Like,
I mean, at the end of the day, the 5 factors still are the deciding
Right, but when,
situation. But many.
I can't answer those yet because. They are the community, they are the character of the neighborhood.
okay.
They're a part of it.
It is unusual to need a variance for a subdivision. It's not a normal situation. Normally a variance is for part of a site plan or something like
This is the
that.
first variance we've ever had that happened in the middle of the project.
Well, it's probably one of the first ones you ever had for a subdivision as well, I would imagine, but think of it more that way.
Yeah, usually you come to us first, clear it all through us, and then so this is just very out of order to what's normal, and that's.
Well, and like I said, it doesn't actually affect them as far as the buildings go, so,
Yeah,
but
okay. All right, so, I motion to set a public hearing for
That's be the new date, November sixth.
November sixth. Motion, second, vote, aye, okay. All right, so,
And I'm gonna assume, because it's three separate applications, we'll do all three together.
yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
okay, all right. Cool, okay, good. Do you have anything else you want to add or?
No, David?
Okay, all right,
David, I'll send you the info,
Okay.
right away for get the public hearing notices out.
Fantastic. Thank you. All right. See you then. Bye-bye.
Can I ask you a couple of questions? All right, well, so with this project,
you're good to go. Wait, let's table meeting. And if we want to talk to you, we'll talk to you. Are you okay?
Are we
We have-
closing?
oh, I didn't know if
I don't know what
What?
we're.
Yeah, I know, I want to talk about that too. So, but we can put the meeting before we do that.
Well, if we're gonna talk about things as a group, we shouldn't close the meeting.
Okay,
so
That's
fine.
We can't close the meeting.
Client session.
Okay, so, Ian? No, Ryan, no, Ian. Ian's leaving us. He moved out of the town, so he can no longer work with us.
Oh,
So we're gonna
okay.
need another.
Yeah, I need
candidate.
to get him to do an official resignation.
I talked to him and I said to send it to me and to him and to you.
Okay,
I have not checked my email.
Okay.
This happened today.
yeah.
Um,
His term actually, I believe, is the one that is up in December anyway,
oh, is that?
ironically. But,
That's weird.
you know when he started?
he was filling a vacancy.
Oh.
So he and Rob started the same time, but they both filled vacancies. And I'm not sure rhyme or reason, Rob got appointed to one's vacancy and Ian got it. And I don't even think the board considered terms, they just considered Rob's replacing this person, Ian's replacing this person.
Okay.
So he got the shorter term because of it.
Perfect.
But his term, I believe, I'll have to double check, but I think he is the one member who is. Term is ending at the end of the year.
Okay, all right, okay,
But
and,
I'll have to get that, because the clerk actually has to receive the resignation, so.
Okay.
The village clerk, so she has to keep it in her files. If he wants to resign, if he doesn't, he can just let his term expire. And he doesn't have to file a resignation, he can just say, I don't want to be reappointed,
okay,
but that's up to how he wants it, you guys.
I mean, it's November, we're in October now, November, December, yeah, you could just let it end.
Yeah,
I'll tell him to just say that after this, you know.
yeah, I mean, there's no reason he can't send one, but he doesn't have to, but he'll just-
Okay, all right,
I'll be reaching out to him and he can just say, no, I don't want to be reappointed.
okay, all right, you reach out to him, that'd be great, I'll tell him to reach out to you. Okay, you had a question for the lawyer, real quick?
well, just to get a sense of this project, so I don't know if, so. It is, we're splitting this, subdividing an acre of land into 2.5 acres. If they had done that prior to, now I know we only can consider these things, but just my own, if that had been done prior to, would these structures they would have needed a variance to begin the construction portion of
Yes.
that, correct?
Right,
Cause it's still.
Unless they want to build 2 single-family houses.
And it's from 12.5 foot.
Yeah,
but if it were subdivided into 6 lots. And you wanted to build things right up next to each other, then yes, you would be side yard setback.
But if they would have got it subdivided into 6 lots and spread them 12.5 foot from the property line, then it would have been.
The size of what they're looking to build would have been, would it fit on a half-acre lot?
Yes, it meets all zoning codes.
It would, that was, I guess, my point.
If this subdivision occurs, it will meet all the zoning standards with the exception
Of
of.
just that was my point, so like, if that had been
Yep.
subdivided prior to any construction, you still would have been able to fit that construction on that half
Correct,
acre.
because if it didn't, he'd be in front of you for more variance.
Okay, all right, that
So-
was my one question, okay.
If you guys grant this variance and if the planning board grants the subdivision, the lots will be conforming with the exception of the fact that the 2 homes will be
Okay.
closer to the side yard, they'll be at 0 instead of 12. That's the only variance that they need in order to achieve this.
They wouldn't have been able to build
Duplexes.
individual
Yeah.
with the legal space without a variance or without duplex, just because of the space of the lot.
Well, if they want them to be that close together, if they.
No, I'm saying if they said, my question is, if they had separated those homes, a half-acre lot, that size home would fit and still meet all the other setbacks.
No.
Is there no one
No,
on the
what-
other
No,
side?
their other, so we're giving the left and right, the opposing left and right is already at 12.5.
So they have to
So
be real.
they would
bones
need
in
another-
this.
There would have to be 24 feet of space in between it, the lot's only,
Right,
the
well,
lot's, the
there's,
lot's 56 and 66 feet. So it's
But this
definitely,
is
yeah,
12.5 is the
Yeah.
side.
that's to the deck though, to
Yeah.
the wall, it's probably a little longer.
Regardless,
Yeah.
they're already.
in answer to that question, perhaps not, but as far as the density, they would be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had shifted it over,
If they
Well,
shifted it
yeah.
over, they would have,
it may or may not have made it.
yeah, I don't think, I mean, they might have been, it would have looked like a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they are.
It would have, yeah, no, single wide.
I mean, maybe.
But they're all not super wide.
No.
Yeah. But they don't look weird because it's duplex, so it's only that.
Right.
No, I will tell the board,
Duplexes, I like that, I'm actually, this is what's annoying me is if they'd done this in the beginning, I'd be totally like, no problem.
I think we
Just out,
should be a little
you know?
careful talking a lot about this after the.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop talking about this.
I just want to give you one information. There are 3 public comments that I received that are in the public comment. I'm not going to tell you, you can read them, but they're in the municipal app.
All right,
And they'll be in the packet for the next meeting.
all right, cool, all right, you're up, what's up?
What up? I'm liaison, I'm not on the board. You're the mayor.
Yes.
The last time I got anything was because you were in the building department and said, give it to him. So come on up. Sure.
This is an item we're adding to the agenda.
Well, I'm just trying to get the business.
Okay, so. So what? So
What the deal
what's going on?
Is that I came in, paid a check, took a year. Zoning board had to redo everything. Paid another check.
Yeah, what's,
This is still the same thing.
is this the same thing you talked about with us with last time? That you ran out of statute of limitations and you ran out of time, is that the issue?
No, this is about electricity, water and sewer.
Okay, when did this happen? When did you put
The
in?
electricity was put in a year ago.
Okay,
The first check was filed a year before that. So the first application 2 years ago with its check got lost. Refiled. After 60 days, I had to come in and meet with the zoning board. This is to get electricity, water and sewer. That's required in the village code. Every property must be hooked up. You get electricity, that heats the water, so you can use the sewer. Nothing's transpired. You are public officers required by state law to enforce every ordinance, including sewer and water.
there has been no response at all, including talking to the mayor privately. So I'm here for you, somebody to take responsibility to get the Mr. Lawler to come and install the water meter and turn on the water.
So not to speak out of turn, but the Board of Appeals, if there's an appeal, then you file.
Trying to explain that.
You have, something has to happen before you can come to us.
Yeah, the police
We
showed
saw
up.
on these papers that all
The
these.
police showed up.
We're not involved with the police at all.
He showed up
Okay,
on your
I mean,
behalf.
I'm sure the police are out there showing up places right now, not my business.
It's, yeah,
I'm sorry, I'll talk to one of you. I can't handle more than that at a time.
okay.
I,
We don't have anything to do with the police.
Your building department does. And you're planning, don't look at him.
we don't have any swear.
I don't have any, that's not my. Okay,
They
so,
came on your behalf.
no,
because they're-
no, that's
Stay
not.
out of this.
Ron-
You're not a public officer. You stay out of this.
Okay.
Ron, it's my job
It's,
to
I-
advise.
okay,
The
so,
job of the bureaucracy is to take the cuffs and kicks for the officers. That's you.
I would advise that there's no application before this board. If we wanna take a comment, we can,
Yeah.
but there's nothing for us to discuss.
I'm
We've
trying
had
to,
comments previously, I don't think that's
we don't, okay. I'm gonna try to explain this as clearly as I can. This board does not control the police department in any way or any form. We don't do that. I've never,
Who called?
okay,
Who called the police
I
department?
don't know.
Well, then you're responsible.
No, I'm not. That's the
You
police
took-
department.
You
talk
took
to
the
police-
check. You took the
I-
money on a promise to.
You're
make
not gonna let me
sure-
talk, cause it's rude. I'm trying to explain this and we do not control the police department. We don't.
Who did?
I don't know. Get a lawyer, ask the lawyer who controls the police department and they'll tell you, but we don't control the police department. This is the zoning board of appeals. We do stuff like we do three things. You wanna change a border,
You wanna get the water and sewer?
I want you to come to me with a piece of paper
I
and
did,
a plan.
I did.
No, you didn't come
It's
to
in
me at
the-
all.
Go get the file.
Okay,
Go get the file.
we're not gonna
I
do
think we
this.
take our attorney.
Yeah. We're gonna take our.
The police came on your behalf.
No, they did not. I don't control the police department. I don't know. In order to control the police department, I would have to be on a different board. There is a board you could talk to about that, but it's not this one. We don't control the police. The only thing I control is this board and making
You
legal
came by my
decisions.
place.
What?
You came by my place. You drove by.
Yeah, I go to the pool
No,
3
you,
times a
you
week.
saw the trailer. You counted the doors on the trailer.
No, I didn't. I didn't step on your property. I
No, you-
have gone by your property, but I go by it all the time. I go by your property.
It's in the notes. Who counted the two doors? Excuse me, he's being
Yeah.
rude.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna.
was just trying to figure out what was going on. I don't know where it is.
Also, this isn't, you're not on the agenda, I don't have to be anything.
Yeah.
You can be on the agenda and still be on the menu as it was when I went to the village board and there wasn't a quorum. Right? You put me on a meeting with no quorum and I had to come in on a Friday morning to be on the meeting. It doesn't mean anything to be on the agenda.
I mean, it does in this board,
Yeah.
everything that's on
Never-
the agenda is
You
correct.
didn't vote on my resolution.
I never.
Nobody
had a
voted on the
resolution
resolution I
So-
voted for. Hold on, you're not in this.
Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna motion to close the meeting.
Second.
Vote, aye.
I wrote the book.
Okay,
You're in it.
Famous.
okay.
You're in it.